everyone, how are we today? Just doing a quick all signs reading today. We're going to be looking at your home life. Okay, so what's going on around the house, the home, whether that be, the family around your home or, neighbors, pets, the physical home itself. We're going to see what comes out for everybody. All right, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I do really appreciate that. Every single like, comment, and subscribe, it really does help. There is currently a poll up on the community tab, the posts tab of the channel. I would really appreciate it if everyone, left a poll answer. That would really help out the channel. So thank you so much. Today I am using the Green Witches Oracle. So I do have two decks that are both called the Green. One is the Green Witch Oracle, and this one is the Green Witches Oracle. Okay, so very similar names. So I just wanted to distinguish those as separate. But I'm also using the Herb and Plants lenormand today as well. All right, so obviously, as we all know, Michelle has an addiction to new card decks, so you do quite often see a lot of new decks popping up on the channel. These are both ones I have not used on the channel before. Okay, so getting sort of straight on into it, as always, timestamps will be in the description box. Going to start today with Aries, okay? All right. So starting off with Aries. Aries, what's going on for Aries in your home life? What does Aries need to know right now in regards to home and home life, please? House and home for our Aries. Okay, I'll grab two out for you, Aries. Interesting. We have the summer card coming through. You can see the sunflowers and the bees in that imagery. It does talk about expansion and growth. Okay, it's like that bright summer kind of energy, that warmth. So for some of you, especially if you're here in Australia like myself, warmth is going to be a big part of this summer energy that you maybe actually need to, get a new heater or something along those lines for the house. But it's really about the happiness and the warmth of the household itself. Letting light in as well. I'm picking up on, opening up those curtains, letting light shine through the windows as well. Definitely needing some extra light brought into your space, some extra, for some of you, I'm getting, maybe adding a couple of yellow items to the home, bringing in fresh flowers, any sort of summer kind of vibes. I am picking up somebody with like a bee wall hanging or wall picture artwork or something like that with a bee in it as well. So those things could actually really help, positively affect the energy of your home life at the moment. Bring a bit more of that happy, positive energy through for you. We also see the Earth card coming through here. That one is peace and grounding. All right, so definitely, a lot of, energy coming through in regards to the natural elements of home life at the moment, needing to bring more wood products into the home, needing to, bring dirt into the home in some kind of way, bringing in a new plant. I would suggest a yellow plant with what we're seeing today. For you here would really help, ground the energy. It does feel as though there is just like a peaceful sort of energy around the home at the moment anyway, and a very happy sort of vibe going on for you. Aries, what's going on for Aries with home, house and home for our Aries? What does Aries need to know in regard to house and home, please? I'm hearing the word cheery smile coming through, Aries. We have the anchor coming through firstly here. So, there's that grounding coming through once again, relying on, having that safe zone to come home to, very stable environment for you at the moment. We do see a lot of stability with the anchor there, keeping you steady, knowing that your home is your safe zone, your safe little bubble there is, able to help keep you steady in other areas of your life. If nothing else is going right, at least the home is nice and stable and secure, and you can rely on that. We also have the key coming through, as well as the masculine. Okay, Aries. So it does sort of let me know that for some of you, this is just specifically talking about a male visitor to the home, letting the male visitor into the home, that there will be, good opportunities come your way by letting the male visitor into the home. Okay, so that's for some of you there, just very straightforward message. But ultimately, this does talk about, the grounding energy of the home at the moment, the peaceful, happy, positive energy, the reliable energy of the security of your home really is actually, allowing you to open up new opportunities elsewhere in your life. But to also make sure we are thinking very rationally about those opportunities, before we sort of walk through those doors. Really, going through it in a logical sense, making sure we are going over the opportunities in a very logical sense. Okay, so I do feel for some of you that may actually be a neighbor that you're connecting with here, that has some extra opportunities. If only it's kind of like, if only you'll hear them out, if you talk a little bit more to this neighbor and invite them in for a coffee or whatever, this person may actually have some, they may be able to offer you some help in some kind of a way, some good advice in some kind of way. I am getting, we do see the masculine here, leaning on a stick in a front yard kind of picture. So I do feel as though this masculine may actually be offering to help with some yard work, to actually help you, ground around the home as well. For some of you there as well, that they may actually be able to help you with some yard work that you're looking at doing around the house as well, Aries. Okay, so that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Taurus. Okay, Taurus, what's going on for Taurus with house and home? What does Taurus need to know right now in regards to home life? Home life for our Taurus, please. Oh, wow, I just shuffled that deck so well, and we have the exact same card has come through for you that we just saw for Aries' first card, which is the summer energy. Okay, so you can see the sunflowers and then the bee up the top here. For you, I feel like this is a lot of happiness in the social aspect of home life. So maybe inviting people into your home, and expansion and growth. So yeah, it does sort of expanding and growing your home to include others. Even if we're not just doing that in a physical sense, like opening our home to have, visitors come stay, or inviting people over for, like a little house party or something like that. It's that expansion of, including house. When we talk about house and home, a lot of the time that is something within ourselves, and so expanding that home to include other people around you as well, giving them that sense of, you're part of my, that sense of belonging. You're part of my home. I count you as part of my inner world, as well as inviting people into the physical home here. And we also have the broom coming through. So it is time for a good top to bottom clean of the house. Definitely energy clearing and freshening. All right, so I do feel that there is the need here with this card to bring in floral tonage into the home a little bit here, to cleanse the home. It's kind of like, for some of you, this is definitely just a deep clean, needing to do a deep clean of the house. But I would really recommend using floral scented products, or using homemade products that have a floral tone to them, introducing florals somehow into the home, even just with the air freshener. It does even have the word freshening. So, we may actually find a freshener may help. We do see lavender is standing out here in this image as well. So lavender scents are probably going to be really good to give that cleanse to the home at the moment. Okay, Taurus. Taurus, what does Taurus need to know in regards to home and home life? House and home for our Taurus, please. So we definitely see you thinking very heavily about the expansion energy, expanding the home. So for some of you, I do feel as though this is definitely welcoming somebody else into your home or into your home life. For some of you, because the first card we have here is the feminine, okay? And the feminine is a nurturer. The feminine wants to nurture and, is very connected emotionally to what's going on around them, which is in comparison to this clouds energy here, which is, very muchly thought process. So, we see the feminine coming from the heart space and we see the clouds coming from the thought processes. So, I feel like for a lot of you, you may have been sort of very stuck in thoughts about emotion lately. And how can we expand? Because here's the expansion with the tree coming through there as well. All right. So we do sort of see that it's been heavy on your thoughts and your emotions, I feel. The need to expand your sense of house and home in some kind of a way. So for some of you, this is bringing in a new person or a new child into the home. And for others of you, this is actually like a pet. I am picking up that it could be a pet for some of you, bringing a new pet into the home and, clearing out all the old energy in the home so that we can, start fresh with a new person, a new pet in the home. Because it's all about happiness at the end of the day. And the social energy, needing a lot more social energy, the expansion, the growth. We start that off by cleansing so that we can then grow that into something bigger. So for some of you, it may be sort of swirling around your mind quite a lot, the emotions connected to how do I want to expand the home for myself. Some of you may actually, it may be very physical that you are thinking about doing renovations to physically expand the house as well. But this does talk about a process of healing and growth. Okay, so growth through healing kind of thing. So I am picking up on an energy here of that's why we're seeing that refreshing energy, the cleaning out energy, with the broom there, that we're needing to clear out all the old energy and heal from that. I feel like there may have been some stuff in the home that we're needing to, heal from in some sort of an emotional sense, some energies that, from the past that we are still needing to heal in the home life energy in order to have this growth and expansion and move forward in the home life energy here. So it's been heavy on your emotions, which is, then impacting the way that you're thinking about things, very heavy on your thoughts. You may be sort of, it's kind of reminding us, don't overthink it. Just follow your emotion a little bit here. Don't overthink those emotions. It's okay to be emotional as long as we're focusing on the nurturing aspect of how can we turn this into growth. So it does seem to be, that cleaning out energy so that we have space for new in the energy here. I do feel for a lot of you, this is a new person or a new pet coming into the home relatively soon, or at least starting the process of thinking about introducing something new, someone new into the home. If you're still sort of overthinking it, introduce some new plant life into the home. Introduce, maybe a lavender plant, a yellow colored flower into the home. Just plant life in general does seem to be healthy to really move you in the right direction with that as well. But it seems to be like, I feel like you will just intuitively know once you do the clearing. Once we clean and refresh and do the deep clean of the house, then we will kind of go, now I'm ready to take this next step towards introducing something new into the home. Okay, Taurus, so that's what we have for you. More than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Gemini. Gemini, house and home for our Geminis. What's going on for Gemini with the home life? I'm hearing all quiet on the home front is what I'm actually hearing here, Gemini. Before I draw any cards for you, Gemini, what does Gemini need to know in regards to house and home? We have the mushroom coming through first. That's about recycling, breaking down problems. Okay, so not just recycling, but reusing, upcycling is coming through here as well. Turning someone's trash into your treasure is what I'm getting there as well. Breaking down the problem by turning it into something else. So not seeing it as a problem, but upcycling that and finding the side of that you can use that problem to spur something else on. Use that to transform something into something else. We do see recycling as well. So, did you remember to take your recycling out this week? Time to go around the house and make sure we have collected our recycling. Okay, so a very straightforward message there as well. But we also have the autumn card. So you see the pumpkin there. It is currently autumn in Australia, so I would read this as current energy, very current energy. It does say bounty and balance. All right, so that's why we are really, we're balancing out that's the recycling aspect, the upcycling aspect. In order to find balance within the home, we do need to, look at the things that we're struggling a little bit with on the home front and find the positives of those. So it's not just seeing all the negative stuff, it's finding the positives of those things as well. I'm kind of picking up on somebody who's like, just struggling to go around the house and, do the cleaning that you need to do and just struggling to keep up with it all and, struggling to work out, well, what am I going to do with that? If I've got this, what am I going to do with that? And, that sort of a thing. It's time to just go around the house and work out, what needs to be recycled, what can actually, be useful to somebody where that's no longer useful to you. So, I do feel for a lot of you, this is that energy of going around the house, removing the recycling. So finding items that you haven't used in quite a while and donating those to somebody or an organization that can use those. So that is coming through quite heavily here, turning something into something else. So bringing something, it's dead and useless right there where it is, but if you give that to somebody else, it may get used every single day. Gemini, and that creates balance. It allows you to bring new things into your home if you're taking out the old, recycling the energy. Gemini, what does Gemini need to know right now in regard to house and home? Yeah, so definitely a little bit of a struggle at the moment here, Gemini. I'm picking up on that. We do have the garden coming through firstly, which is a very public, sociable energy, but it's followed up here by the mice. Okay, so it's kind of telling me that you're stressed about what will people think? What will people see when they come into my home? There does seem to be a bit of stress about, people coming into your home at the moment, that you feel like that's in the past. I can't let people in now because, my home is not what it was when I had people in here. That kind of energy, a little bit of struggle, just, keeping on top of everything and getting everything to where you really want it within the home. to be able to present it more publicly, you know, to be a bit more social with people in the home and that sort of a thing. It does just seem to be a stress about what will people think when they see my home, that kind of thing. So it is time to sort of go around and do that recycling energy and go around and pick up things that are no longer being used. Trash them, recycle them, donate them, whatever you need to do with them. Just get it done. We have the fox. Okay, so spirit wanting to come in here a little bit and say kind of, I know you've just been trying to survive and you've just been focusing on just surviving right now, but it's time to just get it done. It's time to just get it done. You know, this is self-sufficiency, independence, energy, doing what needs to be done. Okay, so do whatever you need to do to get it done. It just needs to be done, and you, I feel like you know it. You know, in order to restore the balance to yourself as well, Gemini. It's you know, it's the right time to be doing that. You know, there's no point sitting here stressing about the past and not feeling like you can present yourself on a public sociable kind of level, especially around the home here. It's time to just get it done so that, you know, you no longer have that stress. You no longer have that fear of like, what happens if someone shows up and want to come in, you know. You're taking that stress away from yourself by just getting it done. So sorry if that's a little bit confronting at the end there. You know, sometimes the universe does like to just be a little bit harsher in the way that they do say things. Obviously, somebody needed to hear it in that sort of a sense. I'm not, you know, I'm not intentionally trying to be brash or harsh towards you there, Gemini, but that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements as well. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Cancers. Okay, Cancer. What's going on for Cancer with house and home? Home life for Cancer. What does Cancer need to know in regard to home life? We have the trunk. You see the big tree trunk there? We have the owl living inside that. So it's nice and safe and cozy in his little home, which is pretty much what you're doing at the moment, Cancer. Stability, loyalty, reliability. You know, home is your little safe bubble at the moment. And you know, we do see with that you know, not much is definitely, you know, sort of no big concerns about things changing dramatically on the home front at the moment. It's very stable energy, very secure energy. For some of you, I do want to say, you know, with the stability and security does seem to be coming through here. Making sure that we do have everything secure, and that we are, you know, that because I'm just picking up this weird energy to do with security. Okay, so it's a very safe place for you, but that's exactly why we need to make sure we do have that safety covered. That, you know, all the window locks are stable. I'm getting something about stabilizing a door so that it's not um, off kilter or something, or stabilizing a window so that it can't be unlocked from the outside. Those sorts of security measures. I'm like just double checking your security measures and make sure everything is you know, stable, and that you can rely on those security measures being stable for you. You know, there is just something coming in about window locks. And a door needing to be stabilized, I'm picking up, or it could be a window or something needing to be stabilized. It's just feeling like the lock is not aligning properly. It's just a bit loose or something. So just make sure those things are all sort of stabilized around your home here. We also have the oak tree. So we're definitely getting a strong, you know, stable message with the tree energies coming through. Power, courage, and strength. So yeah, definitely seeing that this, your stability of your home life is part of your strength here, that it stabilizes you yourself, and it gives you the courage to, when you're not at the home, to know that you've got that safety net to come home to. It is, quite empowering for you, just in the energy side of things here. Clarify this message for Cancer. Cancer, what does Cancer need to know in regards to house and home? House and home for Cancer, please. Just kind of reiterating what we just sort of spoke about. So firstly, we have the flowers coming through. So this is, the more time, attention, and energy that you're putting into the stability and the security of your home, the more security and stability you're going to get back from the home. Okay, it is definitely talking about the stability and the reliability and the, dependability of having this safe zone to come home to. We have the anchor there as well. This is your anchor in the world. It's what enables you to, go out and explore the world, because the home life keeping you very steady at the moment, Cancer. We also have the bear coming through for you. So, there's that power and strength of that oak tree coming through once again. So, it's definitely knowing where to have your boundaries, knowing how to defend your home, through having those security measures covered. It's also, standing tall and confident and powerful in knowing that your home is your little safe bubble, and you do have this, strength emanating from having that connection to home. It's not really wanting to elaborate more than that. The only sort of message of importance I can sort of flag out there is that security message. But other than that, it's just sort of, knowing that you've got such a stable home life behind you is very empowering, and, helps give you confidence to, when you're out and about, that, oh, well, if all else fails, at least I can go home, and I know that I'll be safe and secure, and I can rely on, I feel as though that if you have people in the home with you, or pets in the home with you, neighbours that you can rely on, definitely coming through there, you definitely can rely on all the people or animals around the home. You can rely on them behaving a certain way that is known to you. Okay, so and especially too, the more that you give to those people and things, the more you receive back as well. It's very reciprocal kind of energy there. So making sure, especially if you do have some strong neighbors around you, relying on their strength as well, that, making sure you are giving them the time of day, so that they'll give you the time of day when you need it as well. All right, so that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Leos. Okay, Leo, what's going on for Leo with house and home? What does Leo need to know in regards to home life? Whoa, okay, that one, obviously. Preserves, jams, or jelly for those of you in America. We just call that jam here in Australia. Security, forethought, and thrift. So planning ahead. Okay, you do see the little squirrel with the the nut in his, shoving all the nuts in. Or is it a chipmunk or a squirrel? Someone let me know. That's a chipmunk, right, with the little stripes. We don't have them in Australia. I really wish we did, but we don't. But it's, when we're making jams or preserves, this is preserves, jams. This is like putting things away for future usage, storing the nuts, for over winter, so that you've got food over winter, that kind of thing, which is definitely, something that a lot of people have been having to take into consideration with, cost of living in life in general at the moment. You know, maybe purchasing things in bulk for the property, you know, doing things now so that you can save yourself money and time later as well. So, you know, I'm just picking up on things like, you know, for some of you, if you're anything like me and you know, like to thrift shop, you know, definitely doing things like that at the moment. And you're not just looking for, you know, right here, right now, what do I want? We're looking for things that are going to be useful towards the future. You know, so it's kind of like, oh, I need batteries. You know, I need batteries. So I'm going to go and buy some batteries. But then, oh, look, the bulk pack is actually cheaper. So I'm going to buy the bulk pack. And then, do you know what? I won't have to buy more batteries for another year. That kind of thing. You know, I can afford to buy the bigger pack today. So I am just going to buy that in bulk now, save myself, you know, some money in the future. It's putting things away for a rainy day. I do feel for a lot of you that this is actually, it is coming through with, you know, like it's showing me like the knobs on furniture and just random things like that. Like if you're doing something around the home, you know, for example, if you're refreshing your cabinets, getting an extra handle or two, keep like, you know, purchasing an extra one or two, you know, so that you know that you've got them there. And then, because we all know that, you know, you get something and you've got it looking exactly how you want it, and then something breaks and you've got to go and try to replace that thing, and you cannot for the life of you find it anywhere. You know, and then you end up with one knob is blue and the rest are black, you know. So I'm picking up really, I don't know why it's showing me things like door handles and, you know, cupboard knobs and things like that. So, you know, maybe, you know, keeping an extra, you know, if you're painting a room or something, you know, don't just throw that paint out. Keep the rest of that tin aside, because you may need it in the future. Those sorts of things. You're preserving things now for the future. So, and some of you, though, I do definitely pick up some of you definitely doing things like actually starting to look into preserving fruits and making your own jams and things like that as well. So especially, you know, because I'm just kind of getting that whatever it is, it's like you can get it really cheaply or really free, easy. It's easy for you to access that right now, but it might not be easy for you to access that in a month, 2 months, a year from now. You know, so especially fruits when they're in season and things like that, that you may not be able to access those a month from now. So just things like that, it is coming through very heavily. Like, and you know, every time you've got a couple of extra dollars or whatever, buy a couple of canned food items to chuck in the back of the pantry, so that you know that you can make up a meal even when you're having one of those weeks where you've got no food in the cupboard, like you feel like you've got nothing in the cupboards, and I've got no money left to go and buy any food, but oh look, here's those tins of spaghetti I bought months ago. Oh, awesome. At least I know I can have, you know, spaghetti on toast for dinner or whatever. All right. We also have the lavender card coming through. Tranquility, kindness, self-care. I actually feel like you can kind of see in this card, we see the lavender sprigs up here behind, you know, this little formation with, you know, some crystals sitting there. I actually feel as though this is specifically wanting you to set aside a place specifically to, you know, focus on self-care and just because I like it, is the energy I'm getting there. You know, have a little, even if it's just, you know, the corner of a shelf in one little room where you have a few little decor items, just because I like them, just because that's my little spot. And every time I'm going to go sit at that little spot, this is, you know, it brings me happiness and it reminds me to care about myself and do things for myself. All right, so just something little like that. Lavender scents are obviously going to be very good for your home life as well. Help promote happiness around the home for you with lavender. And lavender is very relaxing anyway. So some of you, especially those of you, if you're having sleeping issues, lavender, all right. You know, I'm picking up there someone may be having sleeping issues. So having lavender in the home having lavender scented items in your bedroom definitely will help with that as well. Okay, Leo, what's going on for Leo with house and home? What does Leo need to know in regard to house and home, please? Throwing cards at me. And this is also interesting as well. These two came out together. They're the ones that just sort of flew out. We have the clover followed by the whip. Okay, so this is actually telling me, like, I feel like I got a very similar message for somebody in yesterday's All Signs reading, the weekly check-in reading. I don't know, I can't remember which sign this was, but it kind of felt very, very similar. It's taking a chance on the conflict, taking a chance on the drama. Like, you're needing to risk the fight, risk fighting for something. The house. We have the house there as well. So, you know, how the house does talk about safety, security, your home life, obviously what we're talking about already. So to see that come out, I do feel as though this may be, you know, referring to the physical home as well, that this is worth fighting for. It's worth taking a chance to fight for this in some kind of a way. It's worth the drama. It's worth the trouble. So it's worth, you know, take a chance on the conflict within. I do feel, because I am getting drawn to, you know, and maybe this is why I'm feeling this same energy from yesterday coming through, because I'm in, you know, a lot of the time when I'm getting messages, it comes through with reflections of my own life or people I know, and it tells me stories about people I know. Okay, and I do know a Leo that does watch the channels. Hi, shout out to you. Love you. Has recently moved home. Very in conflict. You know, it's a bit of drama, a bit of tension, you know, in order to move home. We all know moving home is drama, because, you know, we have to physically move everything, and there is a lot of drama just in that in itself. But it's kind of like it's worth the drama, like fortune's on your side. It's worth the drama. So yeah, you may still be in conflict about, oh, is this house really right for me? But it's worth fighting for this. Like, and I do feel in that specific answer, it is telling me to tell my friend Leo that this is specifically telling you that yes, this new house is worth the fight. Okay, so it's worth the drama, it's worth the trouble. That it, you know, I know that there might be some inner conflict as well about, oh, is this the right decision? Is this the right home for me? Yes. Okay, it's worth the chance. It was worth the chance. Whether this is a chance you've recently taken or an upcoming chance for some of you here as well. Okay, it's you know, because the word preserve as well. You're putting things aside for the future. This is actually going to work out better in the future. The actual you know, the conflict that you've been through here, it's better for the future. And do you know what? Another little thing, lavender. I actually pointed out to my Leo friend, there is a lavender bush in the front yard of her new property. It's and you know, because that's what I was about to say about the word preserve, is it's very similar to the word persevere. It's you're doing this for the future. You're doing this for your future, and you're putting things away for the future. You know, it's security, it's forethought. Okay, so it's thinking things through, doing things now, taking that chance, even if it's a bit of drama, it's a bit of tension, a bit of stress. It's you know, in the long run, this is going to pay off for you. High risk, high reward. Yeah, sometimes the best things come through the other side of conflict. Yeah. So I do feel like, sorry if that's not resonating for all the Leos, because that is coming through very specifically connected to my friend as well. So, you know, I do read these messages collectively. So obviously there's a lot of Leos going through a similar sort of thing. So, you know, connect that to your own personal story, how you will. But if it's not resonating with you, you're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Make sure you subscribe as well while you're at it. And we will move on over to our Virgos. Okay, so Virgo, home and house for our Virgos. What's going on for Virgo with home life, please? What does Virgo need to know right now in regard to home life? We have the trunk coming through first for you here, Virgo. That is stability, loyalty, and reliability. So, you know, you can rely on and you have the loyalty of the people around you in your home life, okay? The interesting thing here is we have the earthworm coming through as well. So I am straight away getting a message here about, you know, the earthworm is burrowing underneath this stability, the reliability. There's this earthworm kind of burrowing its way in, trying to, you know, destabilize this energy a little bit here. And it's kind of like the earthworm does say clarity and rumination. So it does sort of mean that your doubt, I think, your doubt, Virgo, about these people and you know, your, like, I hate to say it, Virgo, but it seems to be your energy is what's destabilizing this. You're the earthworm energy where you're ruminating on things and, you know, allowing yourself to get stuck on things that don't necessarily matter in the grand scheme of it all. You need to trust a little bit more the people around you with your home life. All right. So whether that's, you know, people that actually live with you, whether that's your close neighbors, whether that's your pets even, you know, there's a, it's just you're in a bit of a negative energy towards these people at the moment, and it is it's sort of undermining the stability and the loyalty that exists within this. All right, so it is coming through. That's how it's coming through here. That you're needing to find a bit of clarity at the moment, Virgo. That's what you're doing. You're undermining this because you're being a bit negative. Like, and I'm not meaning to, pardon. I'm not meaning to be brash or, you know, call you out or anything like that, Virgo. This is just how the message is coming through. Virgo, what does Virgo need to know right now in regards to house and home? House and home. And that word undermining, because that's what this worm is doing, right? It's burrowing under. It's mining under the tree. So it's like, you know, the more holes that this little worm creates while it's like stuck on stuff, the more destabilized that tree energy is going to be. Virgo, house and home for our Virgos. Pretty straightforward, Virgo. We have the flowers coming through. If you want to have stable energy, loyal energy from these people, you need to give it a little bit more trust. You need to give a little bit more trust, love, energy, time, loyalty to these people. Like, trust is loyalty. Trust is a type of loyalty to somebody that, you know, I'm loyal to you, therefore I'm going to give you my trust and my respect. You know, we have the lilies coming through there as well. So it does sort of straight away let us know about kindness and morality. Sticking to your morals, you know, kindness goes a long way. You know, giving your kindness to these people going a long way here, Virgo, in order to receive that back from your home situation. All right. It does also talk about long-term energy. that if we want this to be a long-term home, that we need to just give a little bit more positive energy back into that, a little bit more trust and positivity. Just give a little bit more love and kindness of heart towards the home. Okay, and so for some of you, I am picking up too that you can actually do that by doing it like the way I am picking up here, that the way that you're giving your time, your love, your energy to the home life is by giving your time, your love, your energy to the actual home. So maybe going around the home and just fixing up a few little things that are on the chores list or something, cleaning up a little bit more after yourself. But I am just still picking up the energy, especially with that lily here, because there may, with the lily, there's usually a lot of vulnerability on the surface as well. So there does seem to be a little bit of negativity coming through on your end, and people are sensitive to that. So if you're wanting those relationships to stay long term, you do need to be a little bit kinder to the fact that it is affecting the other people around you, your neighbours, your the people that live in the house with you, your pets as well. The energy of the house in general. So needing to consider that, if you want this to stay stable, that you do need to actually, bring a little bit more positivity, give a little bit more positive things, energy to the home. Okay, so, but we do have, that trunk energy and the house energy both do talk about stability and security. That steady home life. So it's definitely there for the taking. It's just, it's just shaky ground at the moment if you keep burrowing under it, if you keep undermining that. Don't be surprised if it destabilizes. But it is a very strong, solid foundation. So just make sure you know that you can rely on that, and trust that a little bit more. All right, Virgo. So that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Libra. Libra, what's going on for Libra with house and home? House and home for our Libra collective. Okay. So we actually saw a very similar energy for, I believe it was Taurus. Okay, so you may have, if you have a strong Taurus placement, you may want to check that one as well. We do have the broom coming through first, which is energy clearing, freshening. So it does, unfortunately, Libra, I hate to break it to you, but it's time to clean up house. It's time to go around and sweep out all that old energy and start afresh. All right, so I do feel for some of you that it's kind of sweeping under the rug some of the fighting that's happened in the past here, not bringing that back up continually. All right, so I don't know why it's coming through very specifically like that, Libra, but it does say, it does let us know that it's time to sweep that under the rug and put that in the past, and fresh slate, clean house. We're not holding on to that rubbish anymore. We're going to clean slate and move forward in a fresh kind of energy. We do have the bee as well, which is all about cooperation, community, cooperation, and sweetness. All right, you need to give a little bit more honey to these people, Libra. Oh, I did not expect this reading to go this way today, but I am sort of having to call a few of the signs out today on, not give, like here I am telling you, you need to bring a little bit more sweetness, that it's time to, brush some stuff under the rug. So it's definitely not where I was expecting this to go for you today, but it's time for a fresh start so that we can have that sweetness and back in our lives, and that we can communicate and cooperate better than what we maybe have been in the recent past. And so this is, with people either in your home, with pets as well, with children in the home, with neighbours as well. It's all about finding, sweeping things under the rug so that we can cooperate and work together as a team. All right. Oh, I know some of you are going, oh, I don't wanna. Okay, but Libra, house and home for our Libra collective, please. What does Libra need to know in regards to home life? I'm just hearing that again, but I don't wanna. Forgiven but not forgotten, Libra. It's okay to forgive and push that under the rug. It doesn't mean that you forgot about it, all right? You can still remember that happened, all right? Make sure it doesn't happen again. Not, you know, I don't feel like you're necessarily in the wrong, but it's time to sweep it under the rug one way or another, okay? We have here the fish coming through first. We like to see that when it comes to house and home. We do also have the letter as well as the ring. Ooh. This is actually coming through straightforward, and this is part of why we need to cooperate at the moment, because we do see with the ring there that, you know, the better that we're communicating and cooperating within our relationships with the people around us in the home, the better the money flows, the more abundance and wealth we have in the home. All right. So for some of you, I am picking up here very clearly, we are getting some sort of paperwork confirmation. We are literally getting a letter in the mail about financial cycles changing or contracts. This could be a contract, okay, that's showing up for you here to do with the house that is, you know, enabling you to be financially better off. All right, so some of you may be, you know, recontracting your mortgage. You may be having, you know, a contract has ended, like a bill contract has ended, and so that's all paid off now. We may be starting a new contract that's, you know, cheaper. All those sorts of things. It's time to cooperate and get on the same page though with the people around us, so that we can, you know, get that cycle moving in the right direction for us. It does feel like a new cycle about to begin around the home that brings in just a little bit more money for the home. Okay, so that might mean different things to different people there, depending on you know, a new contract stating that, you know, even if it's not a mortgage or something, it may just be, it results in you feeling more abundant and wealthy. So can't go wrong with that, right? So that's what we have for you. Pretty straightforward today. But make sure you do subscribe to the channel. You're more than welcome to check other placements, of course, there, Libra. But we will move on over to our Scorpios. Okay, Scorpio, what's going on with house and home for our Scorpios? What does Scorpio need to know in regard to house and home? Firstly, we have the potion coming through. Invigoration and empowerment. I'm actually picking up a bit of an extra energy on that as well. Because for some of you, this is actually talking about the need to I will come back to that and clarify that before I actually speak on that other energy. But the energy that as it stands, that potion energy, invigoration and empowerment. It's like you're taking a potion, you know. For some of you, it's like you're literally drinking something around the home as well, like having a tea that is, you know, enabling you to, you know, really get yourself to work kind of thing, and invigorating you and starting your day off right. I do feel for some of you, this is literally just talking about, you know, that moment in the morning where you know, you have your tea or your coffee or whatever, and then you like, because I'm seeing someone like sitting in a exact same spot every day in the sunshine. It does feel like you're sitting in sunshine, having that morning cup of coffee, and you know, that helps. That's actually invigorating you and empowering you to get through the day. We do have the hearth coming through here as well. This is a strong sense of connection, safety, comfort, spiritual connection. So yeah, that's why that potion is empowering you to start your day, because it's, you're starting your day off on the right foot with, for some of you, that maybe is the light I'm seeing instead of sunshine. It might be sitting in front of the fireplace, quite literally, sitting there in front of the fireplace and allowing that to, invigorate you and empower you, give you that, this is my safety zone. This is where I'm going to come home to. I can't wait to get back home. But I'm also very excited to get out and about and have my day, so that I can come back home and know that when I get back home, it's a restful energy. It does feel very, restful and cozy kind of energy. So I do feel there's a strong coziness and connection to the home for you here. That, it does say spiritual connection. It does feel as though there is a really strong, just where you are right now, there is a strong spiritual connection for you. This is like, I've chosen to lay my roots down here, and I'm actually, my soul is really happy here, with regardless of what else is going on around you there. And that's where you're finding your empowerment, is the actual house, is, that where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. So it is quite empowering just in that in itself, that, getting up every morning and having that sense of, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. This is exactly how I want to start off my day. It empowers you to get through the day, no matter what else is going on around you. Firstly, I just want to clarify this other energy I'm getting. Just clarify the other energy that I'm picking up off that potion card, please. Okay, so because the other energy I am picking up off that potion card, Scorpio, is that there is somebody around you in the home, because I feel like this is why it's important for you to have that spiritual connection to the home, and to know that, this is really where I'm supposed to be, because there has maybe been some concerns for you with, it feels like it's somebody in particular, whether it be somebody who lives at the home, a child of yours, definitely could be a child, or, even a neighbor or a pet. We do have the child clarifying that energy first and foremost. So this is somebody who, they're focused on just having fun. All right. And that's why I'm picking up that potion energy, because there may be some, because we all know potions can have multiple effects. The potion energy that we saw initially here is inspiring and empowering, whereas I am picking up somebody that's not you in this energy, that this potion is something else. Okay, something that they're just having fun. All right, they're just having fun. They're just doing it for the adventure kind of thing. There's a little bit of selfishness and immaturity coming through there as well. But I feel like this is, okay, I'm getting a couple of things. It could be alcohol. It could be, some sort of drug or medication that somebody is overusing. All right, so I'm picking those up. And it's because this person, they're like, I'm just having fun. I'm just having fun. So there is a bit of a concern there, that there's a bit of immaturity and some selfishness. We are seeing that coming through as an obstacle that needs to be overcome. There may be some delays overcoming this. I do feel as though you're the one that's in the empowerment energy. So I do feel as though you are kind of dealing with this in some way, shape, or form. You're kind of, relying on the energy of perseverance and determination to help, I think, for a lot of you here. For some of you, I do want to specify that for someone in specific, this is definitely medicine being overused or overly relied on. Okay, so somebody's over reliant on painkillers or something like that. Because I'm just picking up that one because the medication issue, you're not yet aware of that. Okay, but you need to be aware of that if because you're the the hearth. This is exactly where you're supposed to be, Scorpio, even if when it's uncomfortable. But you have the empowerment to climb that mountain. It's yes, it may be a little bit of hard work, but perseverance and determination will see you through to the next chapter here. This leads you directly to the next chapter of the house and the home life here, and it's just very clearly telling me that with the spiritual connection to you and this property, because I do feel as though that's a very physical property. You're right where you're meant to be in more ways than one, that this is exactly what it is supposed to be. All right, so even though it's hard and it's a bit of an obstacle, a bit of a blockage that you're needing to overcome, this is exactly how it is supposed to be right now. House and home for Scorpio, please. Which I know is a bit rough, but it's specific. This is exactly why you're exactly where you need to be, because it's actually part of the process. We have the fish coming through first, which is money. All right, and we do see wanting money to stabilize. We have the anchor here where we're wanting financial security and stability, and we want to be able to rely on our sense of wealth and abundance a little bit more, which we're traveling directly towards that. Part of that adventure, part of that traveling through that energy is having to put in the work to deal with this issue, so that we can get to that next chapter where we do start clearly moving towards financial, dependability, reliability, abundance, that we're clearly moving toward abundance and wealth, being very secure in our lives. Okay, so it's part of the process. Sometimes the process is always a little bit, sometimes it's a little bit not exactly what we imagine it to be, but it's actually part of the process here in order to empower you, so that you know even more clearly that this is exactly where you're supposed to be right now, Scorpio. With home life. All right, but you're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. House and home for our Sagittarians. What does Sagittarius need to know in regard to house and home? Ooh, it's straightforward. I'm really enjoying some of these straightforward messages. We do have the moon coming through first. So we see the moon cycles around here. We kind of see the full moon in the center there. And it's like a full moon, a crescent moon, and all the moon cycles all at once. Phases, cycles, intuition. Trusting your intuition. I'm picking up clearly, though, that the full moon seems to be the most prominent positioning of the moon in this card for you, Sagittarius. Even though we do say phases, cycles, your intuition will let you know the time. All right, we have time, like the herb time, but time, presence, self-awareness. So there's your intuition coming through again to show you when the right time is, and the right time for you is the full moon. Full moon will help give you that self-awareness of the phase, the cycle that is, because I do feel like this is a brand new cycle about to start on the full moon, which is next week. Okay, so I believe the 13th is the full moon phase. So, on either side of that, a couple of days on either side of that is counted as the full moon phase here. That does seem to be the prominent phase for you, the prominent moon cycle coming through as the right time Okay. I really, really, to be completely honest, I'm really actually getting drawn to the herb time as well, asking you to collect some thyme, whether it be, it doesn't even need to be fresh. You can go and buy thyme from the supermarket, in the stuff you sprinkle on your pasta or whatever. You can go and buy that, but I just feel as though there's the need for you to have some on hand, and that you will know when the time is right to use the thyme. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I feel like you might know when it's time. You will know. Very ambiguous message there. I am seeing someone burning a sprig of thyme, but dried thyme. So that's why maybe some of you need to go and get thyme now, because if you're getting thyme fresh, you need to actually dry it out between now and next week. It needs to be dry thyme next week for the full moon. So maybe go and get some thyme, dry it out, and then I feel like for some of you next week on the full moon, you'll be drawn to, some of you will be drawn to burn that around your home, as like an incense, basically using it like an incense or a sage stick, in the home. I don't know much about herbology, so I don't know exactly what thyme is useful for. I've got the medicinal herbs book here still from last week, and I'm sure that we would have thyme in it. Thyme. Well, there you go. The herb can be used as a fumigant and room freshener, so it's going to help get rid of bugs. Yeah, that's maybe why you're burning it around your house. Antiseptic. Effective against worms, headache, coughs, asthma. Maybe that's why we're burning it around the home. For some of you, I feel like that would be a tea, or boiling water with allowing thyme steam, the smell of thyme through steam, into the home. So yeah, it's in a lot of remedies for coughs. So maybe that's why we need thyme in the home. But this is it's looking at next week, the full moon time period. But I'm also seeing somebody, drying out a bunch of thyme, and hanging it at the doorways of your home as well. All right, so bit of homework there for you, Saggy. Sagittarius, house and home for our Sagittarians. I'm getting another message here. And you will know it's time too, because of what's happening around that same time, or just after that full moon. Because this first card is saying, don't freak out. That's the first time this card has said that to me. This is the anchor. It talks about security and reliability, dependability. All right, so you are anchored through what is going to come. So don't stress, don't freak out. Whatever it is, don't freak out. I'm going to check. Don't worry. Don't freak out. I'm hearing that. Don't freak out. You're anchored. You're steady, all right? But it's kind of letting us know that there might be some sort of a storm on the way. I don't think it's a literal storm. It may be for one of you, but more like a tornado storm for maybe just one of you. But don't worry, you're anchored. You know, don't freak out. Don't freak out. You're anchored. Through the transition, we have the coffin here. So that's a transition. That's something ending so that something else can begin. This is a death and then a rebirth. You even see in this particular coffin card, look, the trees growing from the coffins. So we see the coffins as the death, but then look, brand new life coming from those. So it's a transition. There is a transition. Something is ending around the home, but don't freak out, because what it's allowing to happen next is going to be amazing. But it's definitely going to come out of nowhere. We have the scythe, but this is like a harvest, okay? It's a transition that turns out to be a harvest. We're not just cutting things out of our lives. We're not just breaking free from something. We're not just ending something for no reason. Actually a harvest, okay? There's something on the other side of that, you know, because the scythe comes through and cuts down the wheat. And the wheat, like you look at the wheat field and, oh my gosh, all the wheat it now looks barren and empty. No, not at all. That wheat actually goes to the wheat mill and gets turned into flour to become bread, to become food. Okay, so the process after this big sudden change, this is coming out of nowhere. You know, that harvester comes in out of nowhere and sweeps that wheat off its feet. And so there is an ending coming through in your home life, some sort of something coming to an end within your house, your home life. But it's actually leading to something much bigger and much better. Where does this what comes next after the scythe energy? What comes after the coffin and the scythe for Sagittarius with house and home, please? You freak out? No, what comes next though? Where does this lead? What is the harvest for Sagittarius here? I do have money and friends coming your way on the bottom of the deck there. We did have the mice come out, so you know that's just you stressing. You know, I started off by saying don't freak out. That's you freaking out anyway. All right, stressing. I feel like I've lost something. I feel like something's been taken from me. You know, this thing's ended. I feel like something's been taken from me. I'm stressed. All right, but we have communication with a woman, with a feminine energy. I do feel that on the other end of this is going to be much bigger and much better. This may be a feminine energy from the past, with that mice energy running so close. They may be someone from your past that you maybe haven't seen for a while coming back around, you know, because I did see at the bottom of the deck there's a friendship energy coming your way with money as well. So maybe that's what this communication is. It's about the friend and the money on the way. And that's a very loving, nurturing energy. So key point feels like it is, don't freak out. It doesn't want to tell me any more than that. I will ask one more time. Will you tell Sagittarius clearly what is happening here? What area of house and home? What is happening here? Can you tell Sagittarius what exactly this is, please? We have the Stork. That's Aries card. Could be connected to an Aries. That is a pregnancy card. Could be connected to a pregnancy somehow. I feel like the pregnancy would be on the other side of that. I don't think that that's the ending of a pregnancy. I feel like the pregnancy is more connected to this energy if there's a pregnancy involved here. See the friend, once again, the friend energy. And we see you overthinking things. You seem to be very up in your head about, you know, it's just, that's why I think you might freak out. I feel like you need the time, the herb time to help ground your energy throughout this so you don't freak out too much. All right. I don't know what time means on a herbal level of why I'm seeing it bundled up at the door or used as an incense. I just feel as though in a way, it's kind of, it feels like preparation for what's coming to make it all smooth, to stop you from freaking out a little bit, to let the universe know that I'm going to try to handle this one way or another, even if it freaks me out, because it does feel like you're going to freak out a bit and get very stressed about this. But it does feel like on the other side of it all, it becomes clear. Eventually, it becomes clear that this needed to happen for a reason. That it was a harvest. It wasn't an ending. It was actually a new beginning in disguise. All right, so don't freak out. And it feels like next week, okay, the 13th, around the full moon. All right, so that's what I have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements. It may help add a bit of clarity to whatever this is. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Capricorns. Okay, Capricorn. What's going on for Capricorn with house and home? Going on for our Capricorns with house and home? Ooh, we have the cauldron, firstly. Creation, opportunity, and caring. So, you know, bringing everything together, Capricorn, to make something new. Interesting. It's like you're creating something here. What are you creating, Capricorn? A new opportunity for yourself. A new opportunity to care more. Interesting. We'll move into that in a moment. The second card we have for you is the leaves. Okay. Renewal, revival, and progress. Ooh. So this is definitely in line with the new opportunities, some sort of renewal or revival, progress, moving forward, bringing everything together and moving forward. Well, we definitely want to see what this is all about, Capricorn. I am picking up something already, but you know, being a Capricorn myself, I'm not 100% sure if that's just for myself or if it's for everybody. So I will see what we get with the lenormand. Capricorn, house and home. What does Capricorn need to know in regard to home life? House and home for Capricorn collective. So we see the feminine, firstly. So once again, that's a very creative kind of energy. That's the nurturing energy. You're, you know, bringing something to life. We all know that women are the ones that bring children into the world. They're the ones that do create and bring about emotion and that caring, nurturing energy. It's kind of like your emotions towards your wishes and desires and having hope and optimism. We have the stars here, which is very, very relevant because there is a meteor shower currently as well. So it's like the stars are falling into your lap. What is it that you've been wishing for, Capricorn? What are you wanting to create? You're creating that with hope and optimism and you're nurturing emotional energy, nurturing positive emotions and caring helps revive this and refresh this or renew this, bring progress towards your wishes. We also see the anchor. So your stability and your groundedness and your the reliability of the wishes coming in, and knowing that you can rely on your hope and optimism to make everything be what you want it to be. Clarify what exactly is this for Capricorn. What exactly is this for Capricorn, please? We do see that, it's going to create a lot of stability and that you're going to be able to rely on the progress that's being made, rely on the new opportunity, relying on yourself as well coming through. Communication. We have the scythe, unexpected breakthrough, unexpected changes happening, a decision being made here. We have the crossroads, the road, the pathway, knowing that you're on the right path here. Some sort of communication coming out of nowhere. I feel like that's what the opportunity is telling us, how the opportunity is going to occur, that communication about a sudden, unexpected decision that has been made. What exactly is, what aspect, please clarify. Can we please tell Capricorn what exactly this is? What decision is being made? What is the change that is occurring? What is the, the renewal, the revival, the progress that is being made here? We have the foundation. We have the tower. And we have happiness. On the bottom of the deck, we do also have the ring and the key. So, a new opportunity for a stronger relationship, a renewal of a relationship. For some of you, it's a new relationship altogether. But it's, creating a much more stable foundation within you yourself, and, taking authority over your own happiness here. For some of you, this is definitely someone older than you, someone like not necessarily older than you, but from your past. Finding happiness, things being revealed, things being, brought to light in regard to that. I do feel like for some of you, this is a love thing, to be honest. We did see relationship on the bottom of the deck there. But for others of you, this is different. It's like, but you're caring and bringing all the pieces together. You're creating a new opportunity for yourself in some kind of a way, a new opportunity to renew yourself, revive yourself. So for some of you, this is actually, I'm picking up that for some of you, this is it's kind of like you're creating an opportunity to renew your home in some kind of way, revive your home in some kind of way. So your actual home that you may be sort of doing renovations or something along those lines. You're getting communication about an opportunity to do some sort of renovation. That kind of thing is coming through there as well. I am picking up, it's the more I keep trying to break through to see the full story here, it keeps telling me, no, you'll see in time. It won't let me through. Like, I'm seeing like a wall stopping me from seeing the full story here. And it's telling me, it's like there's a big sign plastered on the wall, like, not until it's ready, like, wait until it happens kind of thing. Wait until it happens, Capricorn. Just you wait kind of thing. I do feel like this is a bit of very unexpected for a lot of you. It's that's why I think that a lot of you, it can't be planned for, because there's an element here of you wish for this, but there's an element of it, even though it's in your wish energy and it's something that you hope for, there is this wait until it happens, because it may happen very differently to how you would presume, or how you would do it. Very interesting, Capricorn. It won't let me pass that wall. Maybe check your other placements. You might get an extra layer of info on what that's all about. But subscribe to the channel as well, and we will move on over to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. Aquarius, what's going on for Aquarius with house and home? House and home energy, home life for Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know in regard to home life? Rosemary. We have the Rosemary card coming through first, Aquarius. Remembrance, loyalty, and faithfulness. I am picking up an energy here of like remembering what these people mean to you and how important they are to you, and that they are loyal and faithful to you, and that you are to them. It may just have been become a little bit clouded that that's the truth of this connection between yourself and the people that surround you in your home life, whether that be, people that live with you, children of yours. I do feel for some of you, this is children that have moved out of the home, that have lived in the home with you, but are no longer in the home with you. Staying loyal and faithful to those people, even that if they're no longer in the home. I'm also getting neighbors and pets coming through there as well. We also have spring, rebuilding, awakening, rebirth. So remembering what has been allows the rebirth of what comes next. Kind of energy allows you to rebuild that same energy. Even if you can't rebuild that nest the exact same way that it was, you can still rebuild that energy in the home. Clarifying this message for Aquarius. Aquarius, what's going on for Aquarius with house and home? Home life for our Aquarians. What's been going on, Aquarius? Because this is changing the message slightly. It is just adding a layer here, because we do have the snake starting us off there. You may be dealing with Scorpios in or around the home energy. We also have the whip. Okay, so the remembrance is actually a little bit of remembering how much you've been through as well. Making sure that that's not all for nothing. How far you've come, because the snake is showing me the Medusa, which is like, if you turn back and look, you get turned to stone. Whereas, you're being told to turn back and look, so that can be set in the past. That any betrayal or it doesn't feel like an actual betrayal. It feels like a sense of betrayal, or a temptation to fight, a temptation to allow drama to be present in the home, to be in conflict, fighting, just quarrels, fights, little fights that we have. We all have those little arguments. It doesn't even need to be a fight as such. It's just like an argument, I feel. But it's a remembrance that fight wouldn't have happened if we both didn't have so much passion behind ourselves. If we didn't believe in ourselves so much, we wouldn't be so strongly fighting for what we believed in. It's a remembrance of the passion that underlies that conflict. We wouldn't bother fighting with that person if we didn't care. That, there wouldn't be conflict there if we didn't care. We only fight for things that we actually care about. if we don't care, we would just be like, I don't care, and not even worry about it. It wouldn't affect our energy one way or another. When we fight for things, or when we have some sort of conflict with someone, or drama with someone, tension, it shows us that we care and that we actually are passionate about that person or thing. And we do have the book coming through as well. So it kind of shows us that, the remembrance of the past, and where, it's kind of this energy of like looking how far we've been, in order to see how we can rebuild and how far we can go from here. Like, it enables us to see how to rebuild that nest and that sense of security and safety within. I feel like this is very connected to the people around you, in the home life. And it enables us to, start to see a vision for where we're going in where we're going next, how to rebuild that next chapter. Any further information here for Aquarius, please? Just, your spiritual connection to the people, relying on that. Yes, there may be a lot of responsibilities and burdens involved in the home life and in all this past stuff. You're feeling a bit burdened by all that past stuff, but, it got us to where we are today. And that's where the remembrance is coming through, that, have faith that this is part of the story. This is just how that story is written. And, and if it didn't happen that way, maybe the next chapter would be very, very different to what it's going to actually be. So have a little bit of faith that it's all kind of happened for a reason, and that this is all kind of, the destined path of the home life here. All right. So I'm not actually picking up much else off that, to be honest. Just have faith that the next chapter, remembering where you've been and where you don't want to go again, enables you to build that next chapter and put those plot twists in, and structure the next chapter a little bit differently, and have faith that you can do that, and you can rebuild bigger and better than what the past has been for you, and that, remembering that past stuff wouldn't have happened if we weren't passionate about it. The passion does seem to be important there as well for some reason. Remembering the passion behind the fighting kind of energy is coming through. Okay, so that's what we have for you, Aquarius. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Pisces, what's going on for our Pisces with house and home? What's going on? What does Pisces need to know in regards to home life? Home scenario for Pisces, please. Of the pine tree. Vitality, longevity, and perseverance. It's like, because, we do see the pine cone here as well. And pine trees themselves, they, they start off small, and they grow and they grow and they grow and they grow, and they just keep on growing. They're a very long-lived tree. I am picking up a strong energy of Christmas here as well. So Christmas in your home may be very important and special to the energy of the home. It's longevity and perseverance, that, this has been your safety zone for a long time, and it's going to be, it has the potential to, if you persevere with this property or this sense of home, it's going to be in your life for a long time to come. You've set a very strong foundation with this home. So whether that's the home, the people that you call home, or whether that's the actual building that you're in, I feel that this is a very long-lived property. That for some of you, it's even made out of pine. Okay, there even may be pine in your home. Because I'm seeing like those old colonial type homes that are built from wood and stand the test of time and last longer than, some of those other houses that are just sort of prefab homes or whatever. So that may be relevant to some of you as well there, Pisces. But this where you are, it gives you this freshness and this vitality to your energy as well. And it's not going away. Don't worry about that. It's not going away. It's like you can persevere, and it's giving you this energy to persevere in your personal life as well. So some of you, if you don't have pine in your home, you may actually want to bring pine into the home. I am actually seeing one of them pine car fresheners, the car air fresheners. So maybe you just need one of them in along a back window of the home to help keep that vital energy going for yourself here. But we also have rosemary. Okay, remembrance, loyalty, and faithfulness. So I feel like the home itself wants you to know that the home, like the house, loves you, and looking after the house, and giving the wood a good treatment of oil if you've got a wooden deck, or really looking after the home. It's going to be in your life for a long time. I do feel for a lot of you, this is the physical house, kind of saying that I'm your house. Like it feels like an actual presence, saying that this is my house and this is my person, and I'm not letting them move. They're mine. It does feel a bit of ownership over you, which is interesting. You don't own the home; it owns you, Pisces. Pisces, and I am getting like an older home too for a lot of you. So needing to make sure we are taking care of the older home, like the things that we all know are typical for older homes. There's taking care of all the pipes and all that sort of stuff. Pisces, what does Pisces need to know in regard to house and home? Home life energy for Pisces. I'm also seeing like rosemary with lamb. Christmas. Maybe there's a Christmas meal, right? Maybe that's just here in Australia. We have, a lot of families will have like multiple options at Christmas. So we'll have, not only the big ham, and we don't really do turkey that often here in Australia, but a big chunk of lamb with rosemary and whatnot. I can definitely see that being a good centerpiece on a Christmas table, alongside, prawns and ham and all that sort of stuff in Australia here. Australia does love their lamb meals. Just clarify that central card for Pisces, please. Okay, so this is actually wanting to give you some extra messages here, Pisces. The first card I've got is the Moon. Okay, so that is the card of emotional sensitivities. So it does want to talk about the vitality of your emotions, Pisces. And trusting your intuition when it comes to your home life as well. Because I do feel as though there's this energy here of your emotions are affecting the home, whether that be affecting people in the home, the way that you're, because I do feel, Pisces, a lot of you have been isolating yourselves, and that is actually starting to affect other people emotionally as well. It is starting to affect your actual home and the vitality of that home. That home wants to protect you, and it's like, like, you're mine. I'm going to protect you and look after you and keep you safe and secure, give you somewhere to come home to, but you still need to get out of the house. Your home kind of, it loves having you there, but it's like your home, the home energy is great. Your house's energy is lovely, Pisces. Whoever this is, I do love the house energy. It's quite nice. But it recognizes that you're kind of in your emotions a little bit here. And it wants to recognize your emotional self and paying a little bit more attention to your emotional self and stop wrapping yourself so much up in yourself. We have the fox here. Okay, and so the fox doesn't leave its burrow very often either. It can be a very isolating energy, but it's very independent energy. I take care of myself. I do what I need to do to survive. But I have that clarified by the book, and that is straight away telling me that you need to start a new chapter in this book. You no longer have to just survive, Pisces. That your independence, your emotional independence specifically, and the fact that you are not allowing anyone in when it comes to your emotions, that's what you need to start a new chapter in, because there's an element here of it's leading you down an unknown path that you don't really want to go, if you continue on this way, and then that's why it is important for you to understand that, like, that it's one thing to be independent, and look after yourself, yes, but you're not looking out for your relationships, and you're allowing yourself to get trapped in that cycle of it's just me against the world. And that's why your house is your little bubble, because it's just you versus the world. Your house actually wants you to focus a little bit more on relationships and starting a new cycle, a new chapter, where you are focusing a little bit more on the relationships that you have. Because, I'm this feels like it's coming directly from your house. It's so weird. It is actually really weird. But your house is like, but I'm such a beautiful house. I want you to be able to show me off to all your friends and family and loved ones. I want more people in the house. I love you and you're my person, but I want you to have relationships so I can watch you have relationships and grow and change and heal and love, in this beautiful house, So the house wants you to know that. It wants you to be happy and strengthen relationships around you as well, Pisces, and don't feel like you have to be so independent all the time. But that's what we have for you today, Pisces. Good timing. My son has just gotten home from school and is trying to get my attention. So I'll let you go, and we will see you again soon.